Hello. Thank you for meeting me today. Again, this is Cassandra from Kentucky, here to help you learn conversational English. Today, we are going to work on vocabulary for family. And so I'm going to introduce you to some of my family members, not all of them because there are way too many, as I'm sure you have. And I would like for you to introduce me to your family. Feel free to write about your family in the comments, post pictures, or anything you would like, even a video, so that we can interact together. I hope you're ready to get learning. Grab your paper, pencil, or pen. Let's get started. So, I have here for you a picture of my family. So I can say, this is my family. And as you can see here, I have two daughters. I have two daughters. Now, you can always say, I have two children, because children would take care of whether you have a son or a daughter. But I just have two girls, so I say I have two daughters. If I had a son, then I would name the number of sons and name the number of daughters. My oldest daughter is 12 years old. My youngest daughter is 4 years old. They are students. So I've told you their profession. Profession is another word for what you do, your job, your occupation. So since they do not have a job, then they are students. They go to school. So just as a reminder, I'm the mother, okay? And I have an older daughter and a younger daughter. Okay, I'd like to introduce you to a few other family members. I have a mother, a father, a sister, and a brother-in-law. So this is my father. He is a pastor. That means that he is the leader of a church, and he helps people in the church and teaches them about God. This is my sister, Christian. She is a math teacher. This is her husband, Kevin. Kevin is my brother-in-law. He works for Progressive Insurance. And this is my mother. She is a director in First Steps. So she helps with early intervention for children. So let me give you some sentences. This is my father. And I can say, these are my parents. Let's do that one. Teach you some other words. These are my parents. Because there's more than one, I'm using these. My father's name is Moses. My mother's name is Calvania. They are at my sister's wedding. My sister's name is Christian. My brother-in-law's name is Kevin. So a brother-in-law is the husband of my sister. A sister-in-law would be the wife of my brother. Okay, so we have, these are my parents. My father's name is Moses. My mother's name is Calvania. They are at my sister's wedding. My sister's name is Christian. My brother-in-law's name is Kevin. So let me introduce you to a few other people. So let's see who we have next in our clip. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, nice treat. So this, oh, you'll see that one later. Okay. This is my brother. This is my brother, Mario, and his family. He is a pastor. Remember we learned that word? Professor, director. Professor is like a teacher. Musician and author. So, director, as we learned before, is someone who's in charge of something. They put things together, they organize things. Musician means that he plays the piano, he makes songs, he writes music. He's a professional. And an author, my father is also an author. An author means that he writes books. Okay? So this is my sister-in-law. Remember we used sister-in-law earlier? These are my nephews. Let me spell that for you. These are my nephews and niece. So nephews would be the male children of my brother or sister. Niece is the female child of my brother or sister. let's go to another photo. This one's a special picture for me because I get to show you some of my students. Okay, let's get it to where you can see it nicely. Okay, these are my students, okay? And I will introduce you to them. And I won't give their real names, I'll just give a letter. C is, actually I have four people from this country, okay? I can say these are my students. 4 of them are from Japan. Okay. 2 of them are from Ukraine. 1 of them is from Venezuela. 1 of them is from Peru. And 3 of them are from Puerto Rico. So those are my students. So 4 are from Japan. 2 are from Ukraine. 1 is from Venezuela. 1 is from Peru. 3 are from Puerto Rico. What pattern do you notice? When I'm talking about plural, like students, I'm using are. But when I'm talking about singular, that's 1, I'm using is. So your subject and your verb must always match. Okay, so I just have a couple more people to introduce you to, and I won't give as long of an introduction this time. So I will just show you a picture of my cousin and a picture of my mother's father. Okay, so let's start with my elder. This is my grandfather. He is from America, Kentucky. And his father was from Kentucky. Most of us are from Kentucky. My grandfather was in the Navy, so the military, and he was in the war. And he is married to my grandmother, who is from the Philippines. So this is my grandfather. Okay, he was in the Navy. So that's the past. We're going to use was. He met my grandmother. So met is like to meet. That's the past tense of meet. He met my grandmother in the Philippines. They have 6 children. So he is my mother's father, my grandfather. Okay, and the last picture I'm going to show you is of my cousin. Okay, so this is my cousin. This is my cousin. She is my mom's. Mom is a short word for mother. Niece. Okay. So cousin. A cousin is the niece or nephew of your mother or father. Okay, so lastly, I am just going to show you some vocabulary that we talked about today. Okay, so family. Family are the people that you are close to. So you have your children. They would be your daughter and sons. Your parents. They would be your father and mother. Siblings are your brother and sister. And then your niece and nephew, they are the children of your brother and sister. Grandfather and grandmother, they are the parents of your mother and father. Aunt and uncle, they are the siblings of your mother and father. Cousin, they are your aunt and uncle's children, or cousin can be your mother or father's niece or nephew. So we also talked about some ways to describe people. We have students. A student is like you, someone who is learning. We have a teacher or professor. That's someone who is helping someone learn. We talked about a wedding, my sister's wedding. You have a husband and a wife. Okay, the husband would be the man, the wife would be female. Then you have some job descriptions like a pastor. Remember, he's over a church. A director, that would be someone who is over an organization, a school, or any kind of group. Insurance, that's what you use when you want to make sure that your car is taken care of in case you have a car accident, or you have insurance in case you get sick and you need to go to the doctor. There's different kinds of insurance, even insurance for your house if you're renting a house. And lastly, we talked about the military. There's different branches of the military. You might have heard of the Army, but my grandfather was in the Navy. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I know that today was a little bit longer of a lesson, but I wanted to help you understand how to describe your family to people. You will meet many, many people in America, maybe even your child's teacher or your neighbor. So you want to be able to explain who someone is. This is my father. This is my daughter. These are my cousins. So you want to make sure you know the proper names for your family members. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy English!